Now, Democrats have already tried at least twice to assassinate President Trump, but a new shocking report shows that most people, most Americans on the left, wouldn't even bat an eye if someone tried again and even succeeded, with more than half of self-described Democrats saying it would be justified. Now, a study from the Network Contagion Research Institute shows an increasing number of people right here in the United States would excuse and even applaud killing someone to achieve their twisted sense of justice and political lust. According to a survey, the study, 38% of respondents said murdering President Trump would be somewhat justified. That's what they said, somewhat justified. With 31% saying the same about Elon Musk. They used to love Elon Musk, a little bit fickle, these people. When talking only left-leaning people in the poll, they asked if you're a left-leaning person. The respondents who said they self-described as left-leaning, take just the lefties into account, that number rises to 55% who think that it's perfectly justified to murder the President of the United States because they didn't vote for him and they don't like him. Orange man bad. With 48% saying that they're fine with killing Elon Musk. Now, the lead author of the study, of the report, says what was formerly taboo culturally has become acceptable. We are seeing a clear shift, glorification, increased attempts, and changing norms, all converging into what we define as assassination culture. Now, that is quite extraordinary. He continued, the lead author of the study continued, Trump represents the perfect target for assassination culture. He's powerful, he's rich, he's provocative. That puts him in the highest shelf, on the highest shelf for those who glorify political violence. Now, I've got to say, this is, I'm not shocked, but I'm appalled. And it's true, he was shot through the ear once in Pennsylvania. Another guy, it turns out we learned more about him today, that tried to kill President Trump in Florida. And that's just scratching the surface on the Democrat Party violence lately.
Absolutely. It reminds me of the case of the United Healthcare CEO who was assassinated by Luigi Mangione, and instead of being criticized, of course, for committing a very serious crime, killing a father and a husband, he was praised and glorified by some members of the left for killing someone who they didn't agree with. And so I'm not surprised that that idea carries over to the President of the United States. Unheard of that the then candidate Trump was attempted to be assassinated 2 times, and it's not surprising that this report has those findings.
Yeah, the numbers are appalling, but they're not shocking.
Yeah, I mean, forgive me for questioning the Network Contagion Research Institute. I'm not sure where that is or how legitimate that is. I've never heard of it. I'm in academia, but you know, it's not something that is a name that rings bells. The other thing I would say is with Luigi Mangione, there were people on the right who were cheering that too. Ask Ben Shapiro and some of the other right-wing influencers. They had people who were like, no, read the room. So there were problematic comments on both sides of the aisle there about the reaction to the violence.
I don't recall Ben Shapiro or anybody on the right praising Luigi Mangione.
I didn't say Ben Shapiro himself. I said the people who were commenting when he mentioned it and when he was criticizing it.
And he was criticizing it, and other people went on, so I don't know what his name has to do with it then. And we'll track down all the people that were criticizing.
Sure.
But look, it's the Democrat Party. The first Republican president was Abraham Lincoln. He was shot and killed. The next president assassinated was Garfield. He was a Republican. He was shot and killed. And then McKinley was the third president assassinated. He was shot and killed. John F. Kennedy, the Democrat, the only Democrat, was killed by a communist or by the CIA. You can decide on your own. The permanent bureaucracy, the deep state. The Democrats are rioting and looting and shooting. There's Congressman Steve Scalise, and he was shot by a Bernie Sanders volunteer that wanted to mow down the whole baseball field of Republican members of Congress, and I'm just scratching the surface so far.
Information. Truth. Is freedom. Is Newsmax. It's real news for real people.